We are definitely on a dangerous trajectory. The hypocrisy in canceling Jimmy Kimmel while Brian Kilmeade is still on the air. But these stories have an intersection, and it's called Christian patriarchy. It certainly looks like ABC and Disney bent the knee to authoritarianism. If you haven't read the book on tyranny, this is also called Obeying in Advance. They were trying to avoid any repercussions that might come from Trump or the FCC. Then you have the hypocrisy of Fox News, where he certainly says the quiet part out loud. He does more than imply that homeless people should be executed. He flat out says, quote, "Just kill them," end quote. What is interesting is that Fox News released no statement, and Kilmeade's apology, which came a few days later, was anything but sincere and humble. This is where Christian patriarchy comes in. He delivered it with little or no emotion, almost like a sportscaster analyzing a sporting event. He even seemed annoyed that he had to even acknowledge it and walk it back. He said, "I wrongly said that they should get lethal injection." And he went on to say, "I apologize for that extremely callous remark. I'm obviously aware that many homeless people deserve our empathy." Lawrence, back to you. His co-host, who was present on the day that Kilmeade made those remarks, his response to that apology was to say, "Thank you, brother. I'll see you tomorrow." That tells us everything. It was an act of solidarity. There was no accountability, no corporate statement, no suspension, just a quick cleanup and return to business as usual. This is Christian patriarchy functioning just as it was designed to do so. Christian patriarchy does not prioritize elevating to leadership the competent or the compassionate. It elevates white Christian men who are loyal to the system, and then it will bend over backwards to protect them, regardless of their words, their action, or the harm they cause. Kimmel was removed because he was challenging a narrative that MAGA is desperate to hold on to. Kilmeade is protected because he embodies the essence of MAGA, Christian patriarchy, and authoritarianism. The system will always protect itself. For anyone who has ever confronted an abusive man who does not want to take accountability for their actions, you will recognize Kilmeade's posture, the anger behind his eyes, and his words. It was a performance to regain the narrative, appear to be knowledgeable on a subject, in this case homelessness, which he clearly is not, and then convey a carefully crafted narrative that says, "I'm not really sorry, and there are going to be consequences for calling me out." Christian patriarchy teaches us to normalize and accept this type of behavior. We grew up in churches where women and children were told to remain quiet, in schools where obedience was rewarded, and in politics where loyalty matters more than justice. The one thing that Christian patriarchy needs, they will never allow, which is accountability. Because accountability weakens the structure. It simply rewards those who keep the hierarchy intact. That isn't to say that just white Christian men benefit from this structure. White women are the largest benefactor of Christian patriarchy, as long as they uphold it. That is how the system sustains itself, by rewarding complicity, not courage. So this is far beyond just an offensive remark on Fox News. The harm is in the way the entire structure circles around a man to protect him. And the ones who attempt to disrupt that story, they get punished. And that is why here in America, Christian patriarchy is the scaffolding that is upholding authoritarianism. In that system, it's more important to protect those in power than to protect the people. That is why Kilmeade seemed annoyed in that video. With the situation with Brian Kilmeade and Jimmy Kimmel, we are definitely on a dangerous trajectory. This message is very clear. No one who's bending the knee and supporting authoritarianism is going to be held accountable. You can be the most incompetent person in the world, but as long as you're loyal to the system, you will be protected. That leaves a lot of people at risk for harm, in particular the historically oppressed. If you haven't seen Kilmeade's apology, I do have it tagged below. I'm just going to say this. If you haven't started yet, it is definitely time to protect yourself and your family for what is coming. While I still remain hopeful, this trajectory is happening at lightning speed, but I'm not giving up. So you don't either. For the children and the children's children, we must remain strong. And we must keep going. Be safe.